and regazation and so on and so forth. But I can tell you where impunity reigned, the eggs are going to break.
All right. So, of course, you being here, maybe we should put you on record, Honorable Minister, like you said, that the eggs will break in Forest 27. Are you giving an assurance that justice will prevail there? Because there's been cause, and people have been giving examples based on the structures that are there and the structures that have been demolished.
Yes, you know, when you make the Dracula to be the head of the blood bank, the effects are very clear. You cannot make Dracula the head of the blood bank. What is going on there in Forest 27 is a typical case of where Dracula was the head of the blood bank. They decided to do things that just suited themselves, and it's annoying. Now, there was the issue of degazation and regazation. The committee of ministers that went to do the final assessment of what's going on there with the support of the technocrats, we agreed, which should be good news, we agreed via the expert advice that if we stop any further developments there, the aquifer, the water recharge system, is capable of regenerating itself even over 10 years. Are you with me? If we were a lot just thought, let's just leave it up. Let's just leave it up. We would also be in the queue to say, even as different plot community 27, because they are big mansions, one belonging to former vice president, to ministers. It's a minister's compound. That's what I mean when I say you make Dracula to be the head of the blood bank. They gave themselves land in a place that is sanctified, a place that was made by God to provide water for people downstream in Chalimbana River. Today, Chalimbana River is drying up. But there's a legal matter there, which we shouldn't avoid, and we shouldn't avoid to explain to the people. There's a legal matter there that somebody decided to degazette that place conveniently to suit that development. And when a place is degazetted, it is degazetted. The effect on the environment there is too ghastly to contemplate. It's too ghastly to contemplate, and that's why the Committee of Ministers decided that let's ask the President to allow this matter to come to Cabinet so that this forest can be regazetted and put rules and regulations that will help for that water aquifer to regenerate itself.
Okay.
It's quite technical, so an ordinary mind may not be able to understand it as it truly is. You understand? They may not understand it. But we have gone to get information from the scientists themselves to tell us that if you continue building, the effect is that even just 10 years later, the people in Chongwe are going to suffer the peril. And they've also indicated to say that there should be no soakaways and septic tanks in that area. And so, that is on the other hand. The first hand is that they seem to have degazetted the place, so they can claim that it's legal. Should we run to court? No. We are a responsible government. We must do the things that are going to ameliorate. We must go and do things that are going to mitigate the disaster that has happened this far and try to reverse it. And that's what we are doing. That is exactly what we're doing. Remember what I said, and this is why people hold me to account. In 2018 or before is when I said when we are given the authority to run this country, we're going to break those houses. I meant what I said. Every word of what I said, I meant. But I was not privy to the fact that the president had degazetted the place. That's a fact. The president had degazetted the place against all odds. The history is simple. Dr. Kaunda protected that forest. Then came President Chiluba. He was duped. May both of them souls rest in peace. He was duped to degazette the forest. Upon being told, the late President Chiluba, that this is what you have done there, it's going to cause problems in the future, he regazetted it. The history is there, it's on file. He regazetted the forest. Now, when you have to know, it means you're fortified. How come another president came and just casually degazetted the forest. And as though that was not enough, to just get the kith and kin, the next of kin, to have properties around there. That was criminal. It was not a good thing. It was selfish. It can be described in any other matter other than good. It was a bad thing to do. It was a bad governance decision by those who degazetted the forest. It wasn't good at all.
All right, let's get to open up the phone lines. In case you want to be a part of our program this morning, you are at liberty to give us that call. We are hosting the local government minister, Honorable Gary Nkombo, is my guest this morning. In case you do have any questions or contributions that you'd want to register on this program today, you are free to give us that call by reaching us on 0977-624270. And please, I would urge you that as you get through on the line, be as brief as possible so that if we are able to, maybe accommodate as many calls as possible. Let's start with this first caller here. Good morning, you're through to Live Radio.
Hello?
Yes, good morning.
Good morning, Eugene. How are you?
Doing all right. Share with us your name and where you're calling from.
From Kanyama.
All right, Sanje, quickly, your comments or contribution in this case.
Thank you. Honorable Mobo Zondera.
Sanje.
Soyambirira tunabyanyigira kuti mugira chika. Government tinali kuti umuntu yenga participation na umwambira chagete ni basi. Tora jangena mbasi nangu, imuntu wangena mbasi nangu. Nija vinapita. Andinizira kuti na maconductors masuwano vanapora kumenso vanali kumenya makofi yoenderera no yachipyango pa basi stop. Ija vose tiyandigira mupitirize pachito yana. Como fursa yamene nifuna ufursa ona leponya maona mbora wazine ya gwera mu 2 days jadeo. Otauni sitauni ya manzi wa gwera mayango katuyende yango ili hapa faji kwacha kufika pacha ukafika pacha futi yango iliko inanguyendengezera faji kwacha. What is your plan honorable? Kalema kutaya ndalama. Every year ndalama. Thank you, otherwise, Ramulenga.
All right, thank you so much. Yes, Ramulenga, quickly. Yeah, quickly.
We know a caramba munition.
Kuleta vetuti okufuma kunye sukulu wapula jawe zakali mokuishani andri kwa siyata namaya extra tomato kasito ya siste kwacha every day atiyoba komanda walefu ateni kwa tafiya pia itakubalira kuwe vivota mula because jama Zambia ni kuti mwarondolo mpate chikala ambata neto mwaleta nisani nga mwaisa kuna nikane kuma free education yao waleto terejalo chonga Ukwisa izabuli wakapunja mwamwayi. Kali abantu kwati especially kunoze nipati mwetu. Wale mwana tiari mbi mpepa mwala isura pia watongo. Kusa mwana kancha wabemba ewe tulemu. Awe tutuleto tela. Neti turanje sana tiyo mwevele mtimu tuwale fuka mbulanda. Badisi kala mbata neto mwawumba. Nisani kimwabideta. Nato tela.
Thank you so much, Mulenga. And of course, 2 calls that we got in 1 call there. But anyway, we still appreciate it. Let's get to pick up some more. 0977-624270. Once again, my appeal is that you make your submissions as straight to the point as possible so that we don't spend.
Good morning, Chief. How are you?
I'm okay. Mr. Honorable Minister, I am very much concerned the UPND member in the sense that there is just too much propaganda that is coming from here. You know what I mean? And it seems that people, they adhere to that propaganda. My question is, do we have that machinery to counter the propaganda machinery of the PF like a chaos. So that is my concern, Honorable. This is just too much. Thanks.
All right. Jean, you said is your name?
Jimmy.
Jimmy. Oh, right. Jimmy, thank you so much for that submission. 0977624270. Your WhatsApp voice notes as well can come through, and they have to be a minute long as you share them with us. Please attach your name and where you're sending that voice note from. Let's bring in this other caller here. Good morning.
Yes, Mr. Reason, good morning.
Good morning to you, sir. Let's have your name and where you're calling from.
Honorable nkombo, good morning.
Morning. Thank you.
Thank you. Simple Canyon, yes.
All right. Simple Kane.
Indeed, we are happy that you have brought the minister this morning on this platform.
All right.
To start with Minister Gary Kombo, I think you are the one who owns the development of this country. Because CDF is in your hand, and it is your responsibility to ensure that all the areas that are infected and the CDF has been used, not being treated at the council. I'll give you this scenario. If you go to Kanyama constituency, under Halimanga Mkumbulawat, you will find that there is no tarmac, but gravel, and it has rained. And the people they are complaining, they are saying we are being told the CDF is there at the council. But what is happening? Why is the council failing? Living the church and Ramazinang at the Treko Masgrafi in the Monino Mamazi. And people whom are they condemning? They are condemning the minister because they are saying that they have a minister Wanaika Marozi, I mean, Ebutas and Rama's job. So we have got a huge task, Honorable Minister, ensuring that monies are released and you expect to remember to Rama the minister job. Are you using it? Why is Minister some councillors? Make sure that you shake it up because most of the councillors, they are UPND. And if you fail, they are going to condemn us. Last thing, Minister, I want to take this serious issue. UPND media team is completely dead. And that's the most reason there is too much propaganda. And if you don't contain this propaganda, people will get propaganda as the truth. So ensure that go and resuscitate the media team, otherwise it's completely dead. They are not defending the party and you don't know what they are doing. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Simple Kane, for sharing your thoughts with us there. The Honorable Minister will be able to respond. Let me bring in one more, then I'll allow the Minister to perhaps give a comment on some of the issues that you are raising in your submissions there. 0977-624270. That is 0977-624270. Alternatively, you're able to reach us on WhatsApp using that number there. You can share your WhatsApp message or your WhatsApp voice note. Good morning. You're talking to my radio.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
Doing okay. Please reduce the volume on your radio. I heard a bit of feedback there.
It's off. The radio is off.
All right. Share with us your name and where you're calling from, sir.
This is Moses calling you from Tawama.
Moses, we're glad to have you here. We have the Honorable Minister of Local Government. Talk to us.
Good morning, Mr. Minister.
Good morning. Mr. Nkombo is the name, not Mr. Minister. Or Gary Nkombo. How are you, Moses? Moses?
Okay, Minister, we call my concern about the floods. As you know, I say quite 2 weeks, or 1 week or 2 weeks. The floods are all over. My drainage, people are throwing litters there, being doing, as a result, my nyumba are flooded many. So I need your quick response about this because Zangeni Wanamanzi needs a very serious and quick response about this issue because it falls under your ministry. Then another one, why is it so? Because it is very easy to demolish manyumba y'abantu. First, we don't get notice or illegal aid that demolish. Then forest 27 from where you go in Amy, so it has protecting like there are some legal aid or whatever. So is it or what?
Okay.
Thank
you so much. All right. We appreciate your submission there. Let me see if I can maybe squeeze in a bit of WhatsApp voice notes as well that have come in so that maybe we can give the Minister a bunch of things to respond to. We definitely have to start with this voice note here.
I am Martin Lenga. Actually, I'm following the program from here in Lusaka. I'm sure you've seen the video which went viral on social media some few weeks ago where a young man a graduate volunteer to pick leader, but was harassed by the cowboys. And I would like actually the Honorable to speak more about how to keep our environment clean, because I'm just a young youth, I've got a passion for this country, and I thought doing this, it will be actually a good way for me to help my government in regarding to keep Zambia clean campaign. But otherwise, we still need a lot when it comes to the campaign for Keep Zambia Clean. We need some kind of huge public sensitization. So the Honorable, please highlight more on that one. Otherwise, we are doing the best. Your government is really doing the best. And we, the youth, we are behind you. We are really giving you full support.
Mwashukeni ba Eugene, ba Honorable Mwakukashani. Ba Honorable, ayamba elections yakusema by elections. Twali mwana makadazi baya kula ku Eastern Province baya uma journalist. Uyo wale tele program pali fertilizer abantu batampa okuyirishana baya mu kitataki. Tapali echo mwalanjire na ba president tapali echo balanjire. Kuli fees kuba agriculture minister. Tulefu abalondololo ebwino. Bantu twamula kwati mu kyalo mukabe ensala bagali nkombo. Uyena fees kuyena mwisende bwino. Mwaiba abantu ati performing ama cooperative. Abantu performing ama cooperative. Fertilizer yakwakana. Ero ni fertilizer tulero lero kutukale ishitapali 250. Ubunga tulero tukale ishitapali 50 kwacha. Ero nga twalanda kolete imota muni balimi. Shika tufire okulanda po. Bantu bakutukashito ubungo bwachipa. Mumfire mwapera mafama zama inputs mukwa mfyanya. Kwa twasha kwata bamba base. Twasha shito ubungo bwachipa mwatu promise. Otherwise ba UPND ama promises yambi. Chefya ayengifi. Umwanzini. Kuli transport yuko. Na chishupa sana transport. Kuno kuchazanga. Tulekwela 15 kwacho. Ero nishimuta oni mulala uyata ushitishepo. Shofo twala ikala. Abantu bachula kwena background. Mone nofo mwala chitabana. Bagani komono uteko wenu. Chesi maba Eugene. Mashi winachikwata.
All right. I think she said Mngaba. So we'll address her with that particular, maybe name. So, Honorable, I'll bring you in. A couple of few concerns that have come up.
All right. I will begin with my mom, Madam Mwaba. I appreciate, first of all, her demeanor, the way she's explained. She's very unhappy with the Farmer Input Support Program. She's very, very unhappy with the way it's going, and she's indicating that the Minister of Agriculture must explain. We are one cabinet. We belong to, if there's a dislocation in the Ministry of Agriculture, it means that there's a dislocation in government. So we are brothers keeper, and I would gladly be able first to take in her complaint and note it and say, Banamwaba, under FISIP, you need to first understand that this year is the first year where Zambia has decided to produce fertilizer locally. And Zambia, the government of the Republic of Zambia, is partnered with this fertilizer company called United Capital Fertilizer to produce fertilizer locally. And this plant came alive just under a month and a half ago. That's when it was switched on. And they're producing a lot of fertilizer. Clearly, the fertilizer is going to be cheaper than it was before. In the last 1 year, we found that the government of the Republic of Zambia had contracted fertilizer suppliers for 2 years. I'm quite sure, without saying too much, that Wanamwawa has been following up on the issue of the arrest of the PS for agriculture, on the issue of fertilizer, which we believe may have or may not have been delivered. So there's definite problems in that area, which problems are going to be sorted, because now we are no longer going to be importing the bulk of the fertilizer. It is going to be produced here from the raw material in Mamba collieries in Choma, here in Lusaka and Chilanga to be specific. That's where the fertilizer industrial factory is. Then we are also capacitating the nitrogen chemicals of Zambia. So without saying too much, yes, we had to do certain things to disengage from the fertilizer that was much more expensive than the fertilizer that we're going to be accessing going forward. She speaks about cadres beating up a journalist in Eastern Province. It is totally regrettable. But the comfort that Banamwawa should have is that these cadres were arrested and they are going to court. They were arrested. The Minister of Home Affairs, I did hear him. I don't have the details, but again, we are one cabinet. I did hear him confirm that there were UPND cadres who harassed other people and they've gone to be arrested. They are appearing in court. Because, you know, a cultural shift is a difficult thing to manage, all right? In elections, we've had experience of extreme violence, and we're working very hard to make elections harmonious. And now I'm speaking as chairman for elections in the party. We are doing everything possible that the Department of Conflict Management is given less work because we should campaign in a harmonious manner, that people should be free to campaign. And anybody who brings in violence in a political competition belongs to the police and the jail. Martin Mulanga, as a young person, you are concerned about the litter in not only in Lusaka, but in Zambia. It is true. The generation, and we discussed this earlier on where I said there was a blame game now between the council and the people who they're providing services for and the payment that are put to the council. The performance contractors have got a hard time because councils are not paying them. In the process, they keep blaming one another. But let me just say this to my young man, Martin, is that because of the overpopulation, especially in the big cities, the generation of litter, garbage, outstrips the capacity of any council right now to be able to manage that generation of, and it is worsened by something that I would say that may not be so popular, that the failure to designate trading places. Today we have vendors everywhere, and it goes without saying that as they go around doing their business, they leave litter everywhere. I can confirm to you also that because I'm monitoring Lusaka is extremely dirty. And if you go at 19 hours, you will find people, women cleaning the CBD. They will be there physically, collecting the litter. But by 10 hours the next day, because of the same overpopulation, and for people refusing to go into the designated areas, because they say there's no space, the issue of litter is overwhelming. And so we are doing our best now with the ZNS, the DMMU, to prepare the Soweto City Market to be ready, and it's got more than 4,000 trading stores. And once that is ready, I hope in the next 3-4 weeks, we are going to ask everyone who trade, we'll go to the vendors and say, at that point, when we have prepared the Simon Mwewa Land Market to be ready, we will then get everyone to go out into the designated. Maybe we will have some sanity. But for now, each time we want to move in, people will come and say, but you are in Awan. So at the expense of what you're complaining about, young man, this is the real situation. The last thing I want to say about the issue of generation of litter. Most of the litter that is blocked in drainages is a matter of charity. It is a matter of charity which begins at home. It is the same people in the community who throw litter. They can sweep their home. After sweeping their home,